Welcome back to the second expense video presentation for the Easy as Accounting software. I think I left us at showing you this particular section here. So as we can see, we can enter dates here. We can view just the dates between whatever we enter here. We can print a report just for what we enter here. Predominantly when the screen first opens up, it will by default give you and present you the whole year. What I want to show you though, if I jump down to this particular icon down here, this here is a memory button, memory icon. Let's say you do have 10,000 entries, and let's say you've got to the second half of the year and you go, well, I'm sick of seeing all those entries that I've entered in for the last 6 months. I don't really need to see them on the screen. I don't want to. All I want to do is jump in here and see the most recent entries, because that's all I'm really interested in having a look at. I've gone back, I've audited this myself, I know all these entries exist, I've got all the receipts, I don't need to see them. So you can jump here, and let's say, for example, I only want to see entries after the 5th. I enter this here, and I click after this date. So now it's showing me the entries after here. Yeah, fair enough, nothing normal, nothing else has changed. But watch what happens. If I exit here, I jump back in, what it's done is it's remembered that. It's now going to show us to the screen, present us by default only the entries after this date. Do you see that? Now that's nice. You want to change that back, change it back to the default settings. If I click this here now as well, click view, I get everything back to the screen again. See that? I've got everything back again. If I click this, I go back to that. Click view. Nice and simple. By default, it will open back up and it will go back to this. That's a nice way of getting rid of everything on the screen. You don't want to see them. They're not there anymore. It's as if they've disappeared. They're not there. If you have a look here, you can't even scroll up and down to them. They just don't exist. It's like they don't exist, but they are there. They're just hidden behind the scenes. Okay, so that's a nice little feature. If I jump back here and I click all, again, if you want that back, you're going to have to change this date back to the 1st of your financial year if you want that to stop being used. Here we've got a sort icon. Now, this is very similar to before, how we were clicking this, and it was sorting. This is just another feature. You can either click that or you can click here. We can say sort all transactions by date order. It does the same thing. So whether you're clicking up here or whether you're clicking here, it does it. But this only does it in ascending order. That's why if you suddenly want to see the dates in descending, you're going to have to click that up here to get it in descending. At the top, ascending. That's all the sort by is for. Okay, it's just another feature. What I want to point out is a couple more little quick things. Back up the top here. See this accounts payable button? If you do use accounts payable and accounts receivable and you lodge an entry against an accounts payable and that expense appears here, when you've paid the item, that is, you can click this icon and it will present all those expenses on the screen. We'll come back to that a little later on. And if you click that and then I click print, it will only print a report containing those particular items. So that's all that's for. I'm going to click all. I'm going to come back. There's nothing much else I need to discuss on this screen. We've got our help. If you click help, you can click these particular icons here. It will provide you more information about the screen, what's on the screen. So you can come into help at any time and pretty much get a lot of information instead of watching these videos over and over. I do want to point out a couple more quick little things before I show you the additional columns. If I'm speaking too fast, I'm sorry, I apologize. We have to get through this in a allotted time frame. I want to point out a couple of things here. See this little circle? If I click this, this will pop up. We put this circle here because if we leave everything on the screen, it starts to look too cluttered, too messy. So you can just take it off and it won't be there. If I exit the screen and come back in, it will remember that the last time you had it left on. Because you might be a person that actually wants it on the screen. You don't want it not on the screen. What that means is this. It's an automatic feature. Instead of you having to change these dates to print a report after this period and all this all the time, if this is automatically here, and you've automatically got it set, I exit the screen and come back in, okay? Why it's doing that? Oh, because it was remembering the last setting. Sometimes it remembers an alternate setting, and you have to click this to bring it back on again. If I click this here, instead of having to come up to here, see, all this is saying is put it in this order, but we still have to change this date to print this report. But no, you don't. If I click this here, if I was to click print report right now, it knows to print a report according to this date. So we don't have to jump up here and change this date to print just the report after this particular print. So if I click this here, I'll prove it to you. It will quickly print that report according to that date. So it's printed every transaction after that period only. See, there's nothing else there. Nice and easy. If I click all, how wonderful. I don't even know what that's for. Here we go. Isn't that awesome? Look at that going, what is that? It's for a reason. I'll come back to that. I'll figure it out in a minute. Sorry, guys. If I click this help icon here, briefly, it's going to tell you more information about these particular things down the bottom here, okay? Here we go. The blue icon button works with the date box at the bottom of the screen, not the dates at the top, which means you can click and view all items after that date. Yeah, whatever. I wonder if that's because if I click all, it brings everything up here, but then if I click this all, there we go. So that's what that's for. So if that's open, it's the same as clicking this anyway. I don't even know why it exists. Okay, so it's the same as clicking this, is the same as clicking this. So if this is left open and you've quickly gone up here, you can just quickly click this and you know it's according to this screen anyway. Okay, so it does the same thing. There we go, we both learned something there. I never use this, I always leave it off. I'm going to want to show you one more thing, but I just want to get rid of this date because I don't like it there. I think I can see, I can copy and paste that. I can copy that rather than entering stuff in, paste it here. There's the date, brings it. See, so now the default date for that icon is that date. See, copy and pasting works in here as well. You can copy and paste stuff around the place. You can't copy and paste everything, of course. So you can in this one. Oh, that's right. In the categories, see how I entered a D there? I didn't show you that earlier. You can actually have your own personal categories. You don't have to have it pertaining to this. For some reason, you might want to enter something manually. But I don't suggest that. There's a reason behind that, because one of the reports down the track uses categories. If you don't have a category entered in the system, it won't print that particular report. That item doesn't show. What I want to show you here is this particular icon here. If I click this, it's going to bring up a new checkbox. If I click this, I can put a tick next to these items. If I tick this again, it disappears again. What that is for is this. With Easy As Accounting, you don't have a true bank reconciliation method because it sucks. For small business, we don't need it. We don't want to have to record all our expenses coming out of a bank account or the income going in a bank account. We know where it's going. We know where it's been. We know how much we've got in the bank. We go to the ATM and it tells us. But ironically, we do want a quick method of auditing. So if we get a bank statement at the end of the month and we go down the list and we go, okay, does this item appear? Does this item appear? You might want to do that. I mean, I necessarily don't because a lot of my stuff's bought on cash, so I've got nothing to audit. But if it is going through the bank account and I do want to audit it, I can quickly come down here and put a tick so that I know that that item does appear in the bank. I have checked it. It is there. It is correct. The bank have recorded it correctly. I have recorded it correctly. And it's just an auditing method. So that then you turn it off. So that now, I'm going to show you something. If I print this report, my time's nearly up, so I'm just going to print this report. I'm going to show you that on that report, you will see items with a star next to them. See the star? That now tells us that that particular item was reconciled for our bank. So some people will use exclusively for the bank and hardly ever use cash. And so you can put a tick and it will come up on all your reports. So it gives you the information all along the way. Everything's provided for you. And the reason why you want to be able to turn this off is if you're mucking around the screen throughout the month, how many times are you going to use this? Once a month when you get a statement, once a quarter when you get a statement. You don't want to be having it in the way and accidentally click something during the middle of the month and go, oh no, what have I clicked? So once you've done your reconciliation, click it off. You don't want it there again. You want to be able to be free of accidentally mucking anything up. So that's why you want to be able to tick it back off. That's all I want to show you for now. I'm going to go end this presentation because I'm going over time again.